Hello, and welcome to a brief introduction to Sage Construction Project Center. Sage Construction Project Center is our new module that allows you to access project management, documentation, and more in the cloud, no matter what type of device you're on. It's really designed around full collaboration where you, the general contractor, have access to allow all your subcontractors, your suppliers, consultants, architects, owners, everyone to have full access to your site, but have to go through you so you have control at the end of the day and at the beginning to make sure everything is flowing the exact way you want to. This is true collaboration and true role-based to where every project could potentially have somebody working in a different role and having different access. You're not forced to work off a single role as you go through. The software is designed around a multitude of parts. You have the document access where you can plug in all of your plans and your specs, your general photos, closeout documents. Everything can be set in here as a repository to have access to at any point on the project or into the future. We have no file size limits, and you can store them for 10 years or more in the system so that you always have that if you ever come back to in a litigation or anything of that nature. We can also track all revisioning as well, so you always know if you're on the appropriate revision when you're talking to your subcontractors or architects. We have an in-depth integration into our Sage 300 construction and real estate and soon to be on our Sage 100 contractor as well. This integration allows us to connect all of our vendors and address books in, but also allows us to connect all of our commitments into the system. So everything that's within my job cost database and commitment-wise is available here in the cloud for me to access. And in the cloud, I can create my commitments and drive them back into my Sage 300 construction and real estate database without having to do any imports or exports. Everything is live as we work through this. And so when you look at your commitments, you'll know live what's been invoiced, what's retained, paid, and all the change orders that were part of it. On the same part as well for your job costing, we have an integration to the job cost to show in all of your job cost estimates or your budget and all the information that goes along with it. You can see your schedule of values in your contract as well, including what's been billed to each of the pieces and all the retained balance. We can see detailed breakdown on the cost code level as well, including job cost today, commitments invoice, and everything goes along with it. So you as a project manager can know exactly what's going on in a project and have very good understanding of where you are progress today. And then a summary level to show you everything at a whole so I can see where my original contract was and is compared to my budget and my costs, and even go down as far as the billing status to know what's been billed to date, retainage balance, payments due, and get a gross margin. Everything's here in this dashboard to see everything that's going on as a project manager. Now, nothing would stop this from being a true system if it didn't have project management. The ability to track all the different documentation that you're going to need on a daily basis as a project manager. And we do that through all the different pieces such as requests for information, submittals, daily logs. All this information is here, and as a brief look, say RFIs, you can come in and track your RFIs as well as allow your subcontractors to track their own RFIs. Everyone can have their own RFI log, and that allows your subs to no longer have to be pinned down by anything you say in terms of their log number, which would potentially cause them not to use the software. Instead, they can use it the way they want to, but are still conforming to the rules you set in place, such as a sub cannot ask questions of the architect. It must go through me, the GC, before going there, and then I can send the answers all back. But everything also links together to where I can see my RFI 43 here is the same as my electrical RFI 16. Submittals can be done the same way, where you allow your submittals to be entered in by the subcontractor for you to be approved and then sent up into the architect for his approval and then back down. Or you could just track all of your submittals in the system as well and have your full log on full package-based submittals. Pulling up a submittal, you can see right away this package of concrete. I can see all the 3 different parts, drawings, and samples. And right now with a graphical look, I can see they're ready to be returned. So right now it's a ball in court in the architect. And if we wanted to run a report to show that, it's in the system to allow us to quickly see where those are all standing at. We also have what we call an expediting log as well, which allows you to import in an Excel template or create a template in the cloud to bring in all of your plans and specs for your submittals into the system, track when they're due, who's responsible, and then quickly create your submittals from there. We also have daily logs in the system, and this is actually the first of our series of apps that are available out in the system. So if you have an Apple device, you can use the Daily Field Report app to enter in your dailies very simply on a tablet or on a smartphone. But it's also web-based, is available here as well if I wanted to come in and copy a day over, and our daily field reports will automatically give you temperature and weather based on the zip code and the day that you set it up. All these documentations are set up in the system so that you can also quickly get everything out at the end of the day. You can simply come up to the project, say it's at the closeout time, and click Request Closeout. Requesting Closeout will give you a download that you put on a flash drive or another Blu-ray or DVD if the smaller files are in there. But this all can come down into a offline website that once accessed will give you all of your documents, your plans, your specs, all your current your architecturals. You can download all those right away into one single file or one single folder structure that's easy to see, put on a flash drive, hand it to the owner, say, here's all the documents that we worked on and all the revisions. It goes as far as to show the actual project management pieces. Here are my requests for information that were asked. I can drill down and see specifically when the submittals were due according to this title here. I can see the images attached, the replies, everything on here. Again, it's a full closeout that you can quickly download and have access to anyone who needs it.